Simone. I'm the founder of Northern Power Women, and I am delighted this evening to be joined by two amazingly kick-ass women who I saw on the TV on Sunday morning, and I have to say it totally brightened my morning, my day, the rest of my weekend to see your Our Kingdom United videos, which was created by the genius of Northern Hearts Films, which is Natasha and Scott. Now, Scott's not here, so don't think you're missing out. And your partner Carla, who is the poet and the architect of the beautiful words. So between your creativity and vision, your words, you created this mass movement of uplift on Sunday morning. Where did that come from, and how did you do it so quick?
I think it all started with I started writing a poem just because I don't know, I just felt inspired to do something to thank all the key workers out there, but also sort of highlight that shift in people's behaviour. People were becoming a bit more community focused. They were looking out for one another. They were sort of looking after the neighbours and things. And I just thought, in amongst all the doom and gloom of what's happening, and you know, it is terrible what's happening, but there was sort of a nice side to it, sort of the way people were behaving, and I just wanted to get that down, really. And then you picked up on that. And
yeah, well, I really wanted to make a film to like celebrate these people as well, and what better way to do it than to work together?
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, well, in lockdown in the same house, it makes it
easier. Yeah, and I think I remember on Saturday you came up with this concept where it was "We Are Our Kingdom United," and I think that started the whole project. It was about making a film that unites people.
Yeah, and just sort of highlights, you know, that we are all in this together. You know, no one's exempt from it, and we all kind of have to look after one another.
Yeah. And I think perfect example is nobody is exempt from this virus, you know, and you've got large organizations, small organizations, micro businesses like yourselves being impacted by this. But I'm absolutely in awe at how quickly that you turn this round. So it's yourself and Scott Bradley who works with you at Northern Heart Films, is that correct?
Yeah.
And also this is the first time you two have worked together as well. Yeah. How did you know you created with such a small team and small time? How did you do that?
Yeah, I mean, we've had a few people asking how we've done it, and for me, I guess I make films and I make things work.
Yeah, I think it's just your passion as well, isn't it? And when you get stuck in something, that's it, like the door's shut and you won't hear from you for like 10 hours and that's it, you know.
Yeah, I mean, we wanted, really, ideally, was to film a couple of people from a distance kind of working. And obviously we realised that really quickly that wasn't possible. No. So we had to find another way of doing that. And that was, luckily, we've worked with a Mirror on a couple of projects. And they've got this great archive of photos called Mirror Pics. And they kindly let us use some of their photos because they was really behind what we were doing. So using that archive and then a little shoot through the car window, recording Carla's poem and choosing a nice music track. I've just brought it together in the edit, really.
You must be like super proud because it's wonderful, you know, and I've seen the love that is wrapped around on every social channel out there. You know, we've shared it, the Northern Power Women community have shared it across from LinkedIn to Instagram to Facebook to, you know, and there's a lot of love and there's a real pride, you know, in it.
Yeah, I mean the response has been overwhelming. You know, like we've had emails from people, like key workers, just saying thank you for making this film. It's encouraged us to keep going, and it almost feels like we now have a duty to make sure as many people who are key workers who are doing these jobs, difficult jobs, need to see it to, you know, maybe raise some spirits.
Yeah, definitely.
You know.
And I think it's, you know, in these real times of uncertainty and sadness and fear, I think when you get something like this that is so just honest, true, and I would, the clue is in the name of your organisation, Northern Heart Films, but it has such a lovely northern sense of community and support around it, and that I think is what really comes across. It absolutely shouts out, and I would love to sing the view of passers-by as you doing your car window photograph.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
You can actually see on one of the shots, you can see my car in one of the shop windows, which wasn't intentional.
No, I love that. I mean, I kept that in because I just thought your little car through the
kind of
window
made me wish I had a cooler car, but there it is.
Were there any outtakes?
I think I mean, there was, I guess, a couple of people that looked directly into the camera and things like that.
Yeah, sort of like, what's going on?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
I mean, you try and avoid those shots because it just breaks what we were trying to do. But yeah, I mean, we kind of did it in like half an hour, kind of.
It was
very quick. We didn't want to.
It was a quick drive, wasn't it? Because obviously we're not really supposed to be out and about as much as we can avoid it, and didn't want to be like blocking up the roads for other people that might need to be actually getting to places. So we were quite mindful of that. We're telling people to stay home and stay safe, and it was, we can't be contradictory to that message. So we sort of got all them shots as quickly as we could, didn't we?
Yeah.
And did you anticipate this response to, this piece of great art that you put together?
No.
I really don't think so. No,
not at all.
We just wanted to make it. You wrote this really beautiful poem that just, I mean, it was amazing editing. Like, because I've listened to Carla's voice while I was editing probably about 100 times, and I don't know whether that's because she's my partner, but I just love it, and I think that really spurred me on to make this film as well.
Yeah, and we did actually look at getting someone else to read it to start off with, because I've never I've done a couple of open mic poetry gigs, but not only just recently really, and it's something that I'm still not massively confident about. So when you mentioned about me doing the recording, we actually had other people apply for it, and they were all really good, but I don't know, hearing someone else read it, and a lot of them weren't northern, I just imagined it in this proper northern accent, and I thought, do you know what, I'll just bite the bullet and do it, and I'm glad that I did. But it's
well, you say you got confidence, or you didn't have the I mean, seriously, it doesn't come across, it just sounds so authentic, and it was like it was just meant to be, so I think it's fantastic that you have come together as partners in crime to create this fantastic piece of art. What's next? There's got to be more. You can't leave us like that.
Well, I mean, in terms of us, I mean, we were thinking of doing something kind of when this is all over.
Yeah, we wanted to do something from another angle, so the sort of this celebratory side of it, once all this is done, and maybe some more sort of poetry videos as well, that'd be good, because I know poetry is not a thing that it's probably not a lot of people's key interest. It's a bit of a weird one, and I think even myself a couple of years ago, I would just remember them terrible poems you used to have to read in the anthologies in English literature and think, oh, poetry is awful. But it doesn't have to be, and I think doing it in video format and with sort of real sort of gritty poetry, it is for everyone, which was the idea really. It's it doesn't have to be a collection of fancy words that then you have to sit and look in a thesaurus because you don't understand what's being said. So
I think spoken word poetry is so poetry is so powerful.
Yeah, I think with a video as well and sort of the music, it just sort of brings it all together.
Yeah.
So hopefully we'll do some more.
Yeah, I mean, as a company, I mean, we'd love to experiment with spoken word definitely more. Yeah.
Well, do you know that in the worst situations and the worst periods of austerity and crisis, this is where like real genius is born. So Slack was created, Uber was created, Deliveroo was created in these times. So this is where that you get that opportunity to really innovate what you're doing. So I would urge any of our fantastic Northern Power Women community out there. We've got some brilliant organisations, small, large, medium. They can get in touch with you at Northern Heart Films and Poetry for People. Is that correct, Carla? Give us your correct handle.
Yeah, if it's Twitter, it's poetry, and then it's FORTPPL because I couldn't fit it all in.
I love that. Poets people.
For people, and which is really northern. And Instagram is just poetry for the people with the little underscores.
And Northern Heart Films, you're open for business and working from your home?
Yeah, we are indeed. Yeah, I mean, we can do sort of anything really, as you've seen the video, you know, using archive images, stock photos, you know, things like that. You can still sort of tell stories in this sort of
I think the video has just proved that as well. Sort of, you know, what a talent that, you know, Northern Heart Films have, the fact that they could produce this with nothing really. You know, it shows that you know, they can do it again, but also when, you know, everything's back to normal and up and running, and they can actually use their cameras, like, you know, it's anything achievable.
I think it's brilliant, and we can always talk about the reasons why we can't do stuff because we're isolated or we can't get out or we can't get our pictures, but I'm always a big fan of what is the art of the possible, and you two plus Scott, we must remember Scott, and Northern Heart Films, and you guys working together have produced something amazing. So thank you, and we look forward to the next installment, and we will speak to you very soon. Thank you so much, and good luck, and please stay in touch.
Yeah, it's been lovely to chat to you. Yeah, thank you.
Right, I've done that. I think I've stopped my recording.